4th and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
And then finally, I think it's time for Mr. Turbo Miller. I want to really see does because we've only had Singletary right over the past couple of games. Well, basically, ever since, well, I mean, we had Tracy got injured, then we had Singletary, and we had Skattebo. Then Tracy came back. And we had three guys for like a week or so. Then Skattebo got injured. Now all we're playing with is like 2 running backs, right? So I like to see Turbo Miller. Really would like to see him get in there and see what he can wind up doing. In the preseason, he really did well. I mean, I remember quite a few times with, especially with the screen passes. And obviously, of course, to be fair, he, we're going up against, he's going up when he's on the field. He's going up against. Let me see. I'm looking right here. Yeah, he doesn't. He has no stats. He has nothing. Turbo Miller, nothing this season. Absolutely has absolutely nothing. Doesn't have a rushing attempt. No pass receptions. Nothing. Now, as I said, to be fair, when we were in the preseason, he's going up against second stringers and third stringers, guys that didn't make the other club's teams. So I get it, but I'll tell you what, he really did a phenomenal job with some of those screen passes, and man, that guy is fast. I really want to see, as I said, let's see what Kafka is starting to think about here. Right? Do we want to have 3 running backs? I mean, something goes wrong with 2 running, of course you never want that to happen. But something goes wrong with 2 running backs, it's like, who's going to be the other running back? I mean, I guess we'll have to put one of the tight ends. Might have to put Bellinger back there as an H-back or something. I don't know, but I really would like to see Turbo Miller in there. Oh, yeah, here we go. So then it says here, the Giants, obviously this was, whatever. When Skattebo got injured. The Giants' next move after the brutal Cam Skattebo injury is painfully obvious. It's turbo time. No matter how you slice it, likely losing Skattebo to the season-ending dislocated ankle injury is about as bad a news as you can get. The Giants' rookie running back has been the ultimate spark plug and fan favorite for a fan base star for anything exciting to watch these past couple of years. Unfortunately, the season is still far from over. Obviously, now we're sitting at 2-8. There's still 7 games left to play in another already forgettable campaign. That means the Big Blue will have to figure out what life looks like without their electric telephone pole-hitting doodle offensive weapon. Second-year running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. is the obvious next man up, which he is, and he'll carry the load. But the G-men are looking for another jolt of energy from someone who's flashed all summer and is familiar with the system. They don't have to look too far. Dante Turbo Miller is right there on the practice squad, and he's exactly the kind of player who can step in and bring some juice back into East Rutherford. Giants should call up Dante Turbo Miller to replace Cam Skattebo. Now, it's one of those things that you're never gonna, the reporters ask, especially with Dable, and he gives you the same kind of vanilla kind of answer. We thought about the scheme and this, bringing people up, and what's best for the team, and what's best for the offense and the defense, and he gives you the same spiel and all that. It'd be interesting to see, what winds up happening here with Kafka now in charge. Do we go with 3 running backs? Because I mean, he is, a change of pace. The problem is that he's rather on the small side. He could be a liability as far as blocking. Now, if you bring him in there on 3rd down or something, and they start sending the house, right? Is he going to be able to step up in there and do some pass protection? There's that, or there's also if they blitz, you try to maybe make them pay, especially if Turbo Miller's in there. You're in a shotgun and they have him. Dude's fast. Ain't going to take him long to get out of the back. So if Jameson can have a second or so, step back and try to dump it off. Obviously, somebody would be assigned to Turbo to covering him. But I mean, if you can get the guy out in space, guy's fast, really fast. I mean, he did a phenomenal job in preseason. Once again, it was preseason. It's against teams that got players that may not even made the team's roster. I get it, but guy's fast. 26-year-old has an interesting career path to this point. After not being allowed to enter the 2024 draft to an NCAA eligibility issue, the South Carolina Gamecocks standout made his way to the Giants practice squad, and he's been there ever since. Nicknamed Turbos for his exceptional speed. Yep. The speedster is the perfect candidate to round out the running back unit behind Tracy Jr. and Devin Singletary. The last time fans saw Turbo, he was dominating the preseason. Through 3 games, he finished with 26 carries for 80 yards and 14 receptions for 135 yards. Now, his running was, was not super duper exceptional. I mean, there was quite a few carries. He got no yards because he's not very big. So if you can get your hand on him, and right, and especially a lot of these guys are probably outweighing by 100 pounds. If they can get their hands on him, maybe not hard to bring down, but it's not that just the 215 all-purpose yards either. His contributions extend to special teams, where he utilizes his 4.27 40-time speed as a gunner on punt and kick coverages. He's got a lot to offer, making him the perfect candidate to step up. And I said, it's just one of those things. Why is he? You got 2 running backs in the game. You're not going to elevate a 3rd running back? No. And he plays on special teams, too. You can't have a 3rd-string running back, and that's all he does. No, I just run. I'm just a running back. I don't do nothing else. No, he can contribute on special teams. And he's fast. He's the fastest guy on the team. With the preseason standout already on the practice squad, it seems very unlikely that General Manager Joe Shane looks to add a running back number 3. Obviously, this is before the draft, the trade deadline. The second-year undrafted free agent is familiar with head coach Dable's system. Now it's Kafka's system, I guess, which gives him a clear leg up on anyone else. The Giants can't afford to overcomplicate it. It's Miller time. I like that article. It's Miller time. But once again, we'll have to wait and see. Kafka is he's the commander in chief. So it's time for him to put his stamp on this team, and we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what he does. But he's Miller's certainly a change of pace. Now, of course, you don't want to. One of the things you certainly don't want to do is every time you bring Miller in, it's going to be Miller's in the game. Again, the ball's going to go to him. Obviously, you can't do it. That you can't do. But if you somehow get him in there for whatever 15 plays and get the ball in his hands 5-6 times, especially maybe out in space where he can use that 4.27 speed. Because if he can make the first guy miss, he's off and running. It can be tough to catch him. And you saw it in the preseason. Some of those screen passes. I mean, I remember. I think it was the Buffalo game. I think it was a few times. Once again, it was against backups. I get it, But it was a few times. It was like 3rd and 13, and he'd get like 14 yards. One time, I think we had like 17 or 18 yards to go on 3rd down. He picked up the 1st down. Yeah, it would really, I think it would be fantastic if the Giants could elevate him. Right, let's see what the guy can do.